I have tested both routines back to back across 2 weeks. Here is what I noticed, and it was not what I expected. The question of morning versus night mad honey is the one I get asked the most, and I used to give a soft answer that did not really commit to either side. So I decided to run the experiment on myself. 1 week of morning spoonfuls right after sunrise. 1 week of night spoonfuls before bed, same dose, same honey, same tracking method. Today I am walking you through the science of circadian rhythm, what the research actually says about both routines, and what I personally felt during each one. To understand this question properly, I had to start with the natural rhythm that runs inside every human body. This rhythm is called the circadian rhythm, and it is controlled by a small area of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. According to research published by Eli Health and AYO Health, your circadian rhythm runs on a 24-hour cycle and decides the timing of two key hormones, cortisol and melatonin. These two hormones move in opposite directions throughout the day. Cortisol peaks within 30 to 45 minutes of waking up, giving your body natural energy. It then slowly declines through the afternoon and evening. Melatonin starts rising around 7 in the evening, peaks near midnight, and drops to its lowest level in the morning, so you wake up alert. When this rhythm is balanced, you feel energetic during the day and sleep deeply at night. When it is broken, you feel wired but tired at night and foggy in the morning. Mad honey, when used correctly, can support both ends of this cycle, but in very different ways. That is what I wanted to test. Let me start with my morning routine week. The morning mad honey ritual is built around the natural cortisol peak. According to circadian rhythm studies, your cortisol level rises sharply within the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking. This is when your body wants energy, focus, and a steady fuel source. I took a small half teaspoon with warm water and a touch of lemon around 7 in the morning, right after my first 15 minutes of sunlight. Honey contains both fructose and glucose, which provides quick energy without the sharp spike of regular sugar. According to clinical sleep research from the NCT 04207281 trial, raw honey is a rapidly digestible and metabolizable energy source. In the morning, this energy supports the cortisol curve rather than fighting it. What I felt was different from caffeine. It was not a buzz. It was more like a slow, grounded warmth that settled in over about 20 minutes and stayed steady through the morning. There were several real benefits I noticed during the morning week. First, it paired beautifully with my morning sunlight habit. Research shows that getting 15 to 30 minutes of natural light within an hour of waking strengthens the circadian rhythm. Doing the honey ritual on my balcony with the sun on my face combined two of the most powerful circadian tools in one simple habit. Second, it worked well with my slow morning eating pattern. I usually do not eat until around 10 or 11, and the small spoon of honey gave me just enough fuel without breaking that fasted state too aggressively. Third, this routine fits perfectly with the cultural traditions of mad honey itself. Turkish families in the Black Sea region have used deli bal at breakfast for over 2,500 years. The Gurung communities of Nepal often take a small amount in the morning before climbing into the mountains for the day's work. There is centuries of human experience behind the morning routine, and I could feel why. Then came the night routine week, and the experience flipped completely. The night mad honey ritual is built around the cortisol drop and the melatonin rise. As the sun sets, your cortisol level should fall to its lowest point around bedtime. This drop allows melatonin to rise naturally. Doctors generally recommend taking sleep-supporting compounds at least 1 hour before bed when the body is preparing to wind down. The night ritual works through 3 known biological pathways for sleep. The first is the glycogen pathway. A small spoon of honey 30 to 60 minutes before bed restocks liver glycogen, which feeds the brain through the night. Without this reserve, the brain wakes you up between 2 and 4 in the morning by triggering a cortisol surge. The second is the melatonin pathway. Honey contains small amounts of tryptophan, an amino acid that the body slowly converts into serotonin and then into melatonin. The third is the cortisol control pathway. By stabilizing nighttime blood sugar, honey helps suppress the late evening cortisol that often keeps people awake. I took my spoon stirred into warm chamomile tea about 45 minutes before lights out. The night routine had its own powerful benefits, and I felt them in a very different way. First, it lined up with the global sleep crisis that millions of people are dealing with right now. According to the National Sleep Foundation 2025 Sleep in America poll, 6 out of 10 American adults are not getting enough sleep, and almost half have trouble staying asleep 3 or more nights per week. A 2025 Science Direct Global Review estimated that 852 million adults worldwide live with insomnia. The night mad honey routine fits perfectly into this growing search for natural rest. Second, the night ritual was sensory and emotional in a way the morning one was not. The warm chamomile, the dim light, the slow sipping, all of it created a real end-of-day signal to my brain. Third, the night routine paired with my other sleep habits. Cool bedroom around 66 degrees, no screens for the last hour, and the honey tea right in the middle of that wind down. So how did these two routines actually feel different in real life? The morning routine felt active. It felt like a slow, steady rise in focus and clarity. I would describe it as a calm but alert state, like a long, deep breath before the day begins. The honey acted as a fuel source that supported the rising cortisol curve. The night routine felt passive. It felt like a slow, steady descent into rest. I would describe it as a soft, sinking feeling, like my body finally giving itself permission to slow down. The honey acted as a calming agent that supported the rising melatonin curve. Both routines felt good, but they felt good in completely different ways. The interesting part is that I did not have a clear winner after the first week. I had to think about what I actually needed in my life right now. There is also a question of personal chronotype that I had to factor in. Research published in the National Center for Biotechnology Information shows that people are genetically wired into different sleep timing patterns. Extreme morning types wake up early and sleep early. Extreme evening types wake up late and sleep late. Studies suggest there is a real genetic basis for these differences in the length of the body's internal clock. This means the routine that works for me might not be the routine that works for you. I am a moderate morning person, so the morning ritual paired naturally with my energy rise. If you are a night owl who already struggles to slow down a busy late evening mind, the night ritual might hit harder for you than it did for me. I also tested a hybrid option in the second half of my experiment, and it is worth mentioning. I tried a quarter teaspoon in the morning for grounding and a quarter teaspoon at night for slowing down. This split approach lets you experience both ends of the circadian curve, and I will be honest, it felt good, but I would only recommend this to people who already know how their body responds to mad honey. If you are new, start with one routine first. Give it 5 to 7 nights or mornings of consistent practice, and then decide. So, which routine actually felt better for me? Here's my honest answer. The night routine had a bigger measurable impact on my sleep. I fell asleep faster, woke up less in the middle of the night, and felt more rested in the morning. The morning routine had a more subtle but consistent effect on my daytime focus. If your main goal is energy, focus, and a calm, grounded start to your day, the morning routine is your match. If your main goal is rest, deep sleep, and a peaceful end to a busy day, the night routine is your match. If you have trouble waking up feeling rested, start with the night routine. If you have trouble feeling clear and focused in the morning, start with the morning routine. Almost half of insomnia cases are linked to anxiety, depression, or psychological stress. So for most modern adults, I think the night routine ends up being the more useful choice. But if you already sleep well and just want a daytime wellness ritual, the morning version is genuinely worth trying. The biggest takeaway from my 2-week experiment is this: Mad Honey is not a one-size-fits-all product. It is a flexible, natural ritual that can support either end of your circadian rhythm. The best routine is the one that fits your life, your sleep pattern, your work schedule, and your natural chronotype. Start with one routine, track how you feel for a week, then decide. I found my rhythm pretty quickly, but I have heard from people who needed to test both before they knew. Either way, the journey itself is part of the experience. If you found this comparison helpful, please drop a like to support the channel. If you want more videos where I test natural rituals, ancient remedies, and rare foods that fit modern life, hit that subscribe button right now. Tap the bell icon so you never miss our next upload. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.